Hello, I'm Carly from Chocodolly, and I'm going to be showing you today how to sew your own masks with these beautiful little kits that we've created. And we've been wearing masks a lot this year. I've got a feeling we're going to have to wear them more next year as well. So these are really a simple sew for any sewing beginner or even children actually. And I'm going to take you through what's in each of the kits in a second, but I just wanted to show you the masks first of all. I mean, what's not to love about a lovely bit of vintage fabric? And the great thing about these is once you've used all the fabric in the kit, you've still got the template. You could create masks to fit any of your outfits. So all you have to do is purchase more fabric. Now these have all got a little pocket insert, so you can put a little sleeve inside that will act as an extra filter. So that's great. So first off, I wanted to show you what's inside each pack. We have two different packs. One has 3 masks inside and one has enough for 5 masks inside, and they each come with an adult template and a child template. So let's take a look. So this is for your 3 masks. Let's take a look inside. So we have in here a selection of beautiful fabrics and the linings and the elastic that you'll need for the side. We also have the instructions and 2 templates. One is an adult template and one is a child template. I'm going to be using the adult template, so I'm going to cut that out in just a second. I just want to run through what else you're going to need. You're going to need some fabric scissors and some paper scissors. I'm going to be using a pen. Now I normally just eyeball around the template and cut it freehand, but I'm going to be drawing it in a pen today for you. And you're going to need some pins and a needle and thread. We're going to do a little bit of hand sewing. I just find securing the elastic in with a hand stitch is a bit more secure for me. Now the first instruction is start by cutting out your templates, which is what I've done. You may like to stick this on a piece of cardboard so you've got quite a sturdy piece that you can draw around for future masks. But I'm just going to be using this one today. It says place your chosen fabric and lining fabric right sides together and put your chosen template on top. So I'm going to be using this beautiful pink rose here, and I'm going to put it right side down. And I know that because this other side is slightly faded and that's coming towards me. The lining fabric, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be on the other side anyway. And put your template on top. Now what you might like to do now is just secure it in place using a couple of pins. Now I'm just going to draw around this for you now. I normally would just cut it out without drawing a line, but this will be easy for first time sewers to do. So just carefully draw a line, whoops, all the way around the outside. Now that's easy. I can pull my template away and cut it out. Now it says lay your outer fabric piece right side down in front of you, which it already is, and it's telling me to fold the side seams in, and you'll see on the template the side seams are marked A on either side. We're just going to turn those in and press them now with our iron. So I've pressed the side seams in of my fabric now, and what I like to do, just to make sure that this is even, is I'll lay the lining fabric on top and I will fold it over so that this line down the side is exactly the same and it matches it up beautifully. So I'm now just going to stitch along the edges on the lining fabric and the outer fabric. Now of course you can hand stitch this if you're sitting in front of the television, it's really easy to do, but I'm going to use my sewing machine and I'm on stitch number 2.5, little back stitch, Now the next instruction is to fold your fabric right sides together and mark the centre seams where the nose and the chin area are going to go. So I'm going to fold my template in half and use this to mark where I need to sew. So I'm going to put a little dot here on the fabric and just along the edge of the fabric also. Now you want to draw a guideline if you're not used to drawing in a straight line. So I'm going to use the edge of the template here and just, again with my pen, just do a little faint line. To join up the two dots. And you're going to repeat that for the lining fabric as well. Now I'm just going to sew along that guideline, doing a little back stitch, at the top and back stitch at the edge. Now I've stitched along my guidelines here and I'm going to cut away the excess fabric. Make sure you don't cut through your stitch line. I've left about 5mm, it's 1/4 of an inch. Perfect. And now what I'm going to do is open up this seam and just press along with my iron. So I've cut my elastic here for either edge. I would recommend 5 to 6 inches for an adult mask and 3 to 4 inches for a child's mask. And I'm going to hand sew this into place with a needle and thread. And I'm going to stitch it onto the inside of the lining fabric, about 1 centimetre from the top. And again, once that's secured, I'm going to repeat with the bottom. I'm going to loop it round and just repeat with the bottom edge. That's it, completed. Now what I'm going to do is put the 2 pieces of fabric right sides together. So making sure that my fabrics are lining up here at the top and bottom seams. I'm going to pin it in place right along that seam there so I know that it's in the right area, and again at the bottom as well. And just match up the edges all the way along and pin in place. And once you've done that, you want to stitch all the way along the top and all the way along the bottom. Now I'm going to turn my mask outside in. and I'm going to pull my seams very tight, and then I'm going to press along the edges with my iron. So it really is that simple, not too many steps for this, and as I say, you can even hand sew it if you want to. And once you've got your little lining inside, you can have as much protection as you like. And also, the lovely thing about this is, as I say, once you've used up all your fabric in your kit, you can either order more from chocodolly.co.uk, or why not experiment with some beautiful laces and beautiful velvets on top even. You could add a little brooch or a ribbon. The world is your oyster. But for now, I'm off to the shops.